Talking about the formation of parliamentary committee
If we are doing reforms.
Now, talking about this reform, can you delve more into that?
Reforms like they want to fund us to have sittings. They also want to mentor us. Maybe if each school will have an MP or two MPs to mentor. And one of the benefits of this charter is that if you're a student parliamentarian, you come for parliament for your NSS or internship, you get an automatic endorsement.
Wow. Parliament Pause right here on ATU TV. My name is Bright Boache Blay, and today we have a beautiful lady and a gentleman from ATU Parliament. Yes, I will be talking about the formation of parliamentary committee and its importance. Why is it important to form this kind of committee? Are there any reasons? Today I have here Khalifat. She is a member of the majority caucus, and also we have Justice, Honorable Justice. He is the PRO in ATU Parliament. But then they will give us a bit of information about themselves so that we can know them very well. Honorable,
thank you for having me here. I'm Honorable Justice Afla Fafali. I'm the Public Engagement Officer for ATU Parliament, and I serve as the chairperson for the Organizing and Publicity Committee, and also in committees like the Vetting Committee and the Committee on Health and the Committee of Welfare. And to add also, I'm a media person. I do both video and pictures, media consultant as well, and I do wide range of productions.
Wow.
And it's editor.
I don't come to Honorable Kafilat.
I'm Kafila Ajao, a student of the fashion department. I'm currently an honorable member. I was a clerk for the second deputy clerk for the 14th Parliament, but then currently I'm an honorable member of the majority caucus.
Wow, interested. All right, so far, how has Parliament been so far since the whole of this semester?
Okay, Parliament has been good. Just that I'm saying that but we are doing reforms in the 15th Parliament. So the stressfulness and the kind of expectation about people want us to the kind of things people want in the house are not what they are seeing, because they thought we will do more of talking, but we are doing reforms. From the speaker to last person of the house.
Yes. Now, talking about this reform, can you delve more into that case?
Yes. So recently we went to Parliament last month about an engagement, and now it's about a student charter that they are breaking up, and that is to help student parliamentarians in their stay in the house. So now reforms like they want to fund us to have sittings. They also want to mentor us. Maybe if each school will have an MP or two MPs to mentor, basically coming there monthly basis to come and speak to us. So some reforms like a mandatory dues paying. That kind of, if you don't pay, it can run to your expulsion from the house. And also reforms like you being able to write to Parliament about bills that can be accepted. And one of the benefits of this charter is that if you're a student parliamentarian, you're coming for Parliament for your NSS or internship, you get an automatic endorsement.
Wow.
Because once you're a student parliamentarian, why would you come to offer your NSS and you refuse? So once you are there and you are a student parliamentarian and your speaker or where you're coming from, they know you that you're a student parliamentarian, you get an automatic endorsement from Parliament of Ghana.
Wow, direct. Yes. This is a big opportunity for all members. Yes. Wow. So you spoke about funding, Mother Parliament funding the ATU Parliament, right? So is there going to be any sitting allowance for you?
One thing that the Parliament of Ghana has done to us is that they've been able to see us institutionalize the ATU Parliament to help us grow. Okay. So even if they don't give us sitting allowances, the fact that they've been able to make sure that the parliamentarians are still there, they're active, that one alone, I think, is an allowance that we're not supposed to say is not good. But I'm sure once there's a funding opportunity, there's no way I think we'll come and sit for the whole semester. Maybe Parliament of Ghana will say, I will not give one CD to parliamentarians.
At least.
But we can't say they're giving us money.
Okay.
But at least we've done a lot that you can say we take this for an appreciation.
Okay.
Yes, but we are not asking for the allowance because we know the platform they're giving to us is not a mere platform. It's not that everyone can stand up in Ghana and say he's going to Mother Parliament to go and observe sittings. So you as an ATU parliamentarian, once you can just dress officially, get to the Mother Parliament, go through the visitors room, get to the public engagement office, and so you're an ATU member of Parliament. You want to come and observe sittings. You'll be allowed to come in once you're ATU parliamentarian.
Wow.
So you're going to see all these things happening in Parliament of Ghana, and you still have it in mind that you want an allowance. It's just to say that you are not ready for what's coming. Because our motto is the voice of potential leaders.
Okay.
And leaders are not supposed to have the mindset of money. If not, we won't stop the problem that's happening in Ghana now.
Exactly.
So you're supposed to have the mindset of you being coming to transform yourself and transform your nation.
Wow.
So if they don't give allowance, I think it's the best opportunity for you to just learn that even if you don't have money, you're supposed to serve.
I'll come back to that again. But let me come to Honorable Kafilad. How has the Parliament been so far?
Parliament has been interesting so far. It's been interesting. For myself, how Parliament has helped me so far, aside networking, at least I've been able to learn. I know right now, I know some things that go on in Parliament. I know about parliamentary proceedings. So it's been interesting. You don't just come to school and then study your course. At least you should engage in extracurricular.
Exactly.
It also helps to build you up.
Exactly.
So Parliament has been a very good place.
Wow. Now, the Mother Parliament, they are planning to come in to support, right? So, I believe it's for every institution.
Yes. So every school that has a parliament in it. So now the one benefit that I liked was that they're not using only schools. So even if you're an organization and it's full of young people, you can come to for Ghana Mother Parliament and register your organization. Automatically you become under Parliament of Ghana.
Wow.
So they still take off you as ATU Parliament.
Okay.
So it's not about just schools. Churches can come, mosques can come. Once the aim is to grow, not just people to become good leaders. Parliament of Ghana is interested in that.
Wow.
So it's not about ATL, but all the schools that we know in Ghana that have parliament in them, student parliament in them, they are part of it. But you are supposed to register to become part of the charter. So if you have in mind that because Parliament of Ghana knows you, and maybe they are giving money for sitting, you come in because you're not part of the charter.
Exactly.
So now they're still having engagement. I think last week they were in Cape Coast. Very soon we're going to K University. I think Accra done with ours. So when they are done with all the stakeholder engagement, they come to a standing still.
Wow.
They are saying that we will select one of the schools for it to become a mega opening of a student charter. And I guess it's going to be ATU. We pray it's supposed to be ATU because when we went for the engagement, they all realized our effort that we placed in the stakeholder engagement. That was very interesting. So we just pray ATU gets that opportunity to host the speaker and even the presidents can even come to have the talk, the charter open. Okay. Which is not something that we can take lightly. Yes.
Wow, that's a big and a great opportunity. And looking at the future of ATU Parliament, or let's say the charters in other institutions, it looks like a great step. So looking at the future, it's going to be like anybody who joins the Parliament is going to gain something out of it. Because currently it looks like some people are being forced, or some feel like, why should I even join ATU Parliament? What am I going to gain out of it? But then if they see the future, or if they see what is coming, you would see a lot of people coming in to join, not just to learn and then become a leader one day, but then to also connect with the people out there. Wow, this is so interesting. Now, let's move on to today's conversation, which is the formation of a parliamentary committee and its importance. Why is it important to form a committee? Let me come to Kafilat. Yes. But before that, tell us a bit about parliamentary committee.
So parliamentary committees are smaller groups of members of parliament. These are groups that they attend to specific tasks on behalf of the entire house. So we have smaller groups that are members of parliament, but since the house cannot perform all the tasks at once, So we assign these smaller groups that we call committees to attend to those tasks. So it's more like groups that help in division of labor. So we have quite a number of committees. We have the standing committees and the ad hoc committees.
Okay.
So each committee has a particular task that they attend to.
All right, let me come to Honorable Justice. Yeah. So she made mention of ad hoc and a standing committee. What do they do exactly?
Okay, so when it comes to the ad hoc committees, there are committees that are formed when an event is happening or something happens within the house. So maybe the second deputy speaker or the first deputy speaker has done something in the house that all the members think is uncalled for, that he's supposed to go through certain kind of disciplinary actions.
Okay.
A committee can be formed by the speaker or any other leader that is in the house that should oversee that what is happening, is present to probe and see what is happening, what went on, and give specific maybe some suggestions about what happened.
Okay.
When it comes to standing committees, there are committees that are grounded in the house. It's part of the house. Without those committees, the house cannot move on.
Oh, okay.
So you have the business committee, the vetting committee, you have the committee on organizing publicity, you have the welfare committee, you have the sponsorship committee, you have the committee on housing students. So all these are there for the well-being of the student parliamentarians.
Okay.
So the business committee, for instance, are there to run the house in terms of bringing motions, what the house should do, and everything. And the vetting committee sees to the vetting of new members who are coming to the house.
Okay.
And that alone is a way that students who are coming to ET Parliament have to see that they're not coming to the house that's you're just there. You know, Parliament is the house of records. So you can't just say you're part of ET Parliament without
just like
going through anything that shows that you're part of a parliamentarian. Because when we go out and ET parliamentarians are there, you could see those who are really ATU parliamentarians, you could see those who are in ATU parliament.
Okay.
You have people who are ATU parliamentarians, you have people who are in ATU parliament.
What's the difference?
So the difference is big that those who are ATU parliamentarians are active and do what the house says they should do.
Okay. Okay.
You are sitting, you are coming, you are part of the committee, you are working to see that the committee is successful. Everything that the committee does, you are part of it. But if you're in ATU parliament, you hear some of them buy forms with the notion of the motion that they are coming to stand for an SRC president. So they think the house is an opportunity for them to come and sweep some votes there.
It means that they will support.
Yes. But ATU parliament is not involved in politics. No. And that's one of the things that I've done, that even if you are coming from anywhere from the country and you come to ATU parliament, I'll make sure that you don't show where you're coming from. It's not done in ATU parliament. And Mother Party does not even support that. So it's not just a place that people just come and go. No. We are doing things that will make you yourself proud of yourself. If nothing at all, I'm a testament of AT Parliament.
Okay.
No one knew I could talk. No one knew I could talk. Even when we were sitting, I just sit and look at them. Not because I can't talk. I'm just trying to work on myself, knowing what it takes to become an AT parliamentarian, learning the terms, the jargons we use in Parliament. And now, if you're standing to debate, you could see I'm an AT parliamentarian. I know people who were there before I came.
So it means that you would learn a whole lot if you are. So if we are to assess these two people, HU parliamentarian and HU parliament, how do you call it?
Parliament, those who are in HU parliament.
Those who are in HU parliament, you will know the difference.
Yes, but they are work. Because I'm not here to just talk about anybody though. But if you are seeing an HU parliament and the sitting starting at 10 and get at 12.
What shows you are?
What shows you are 80 parliamentarians? Because no, they have the mindset that the MPs we know in our constituencies don't go on time, so they're acting as them. But those people are not. They didn't start from where we were when they were like us. They were time conscious. When they go there, maybe they are doing things that in the name of the Parliament of Ghana. Even though you are in school, you know you're having class and stuff, but that cannot be the reason why you come late. Some people come late because they think we won't start early. They have it in mind that say
the speaker will be there,
yes,
and you are not there. Like
yes.
But
so one thing I've done with the organizing committee as I'm a chairperson is that if there's a sitting at 10 and it's 10, and even the speaker is not there, and the first deputy speaker is
there.
there, we are starting the meeting.
Wow.
Because if the speaker does not see us as important and he comes late, we won't compromise on that. So if he's not around and the first deputy speaker is there, he will take over the chair and preside the meeting. When he comes, then he will take the chair. It's done everywhere.
Sharp.
Yes.
All right, let me come to Coffee Light. It has been an interesting one. So let's look at the importance. Why is it important to have a parliamentary committee?
To boost the efficiency of how things move in the house. So parliamentary committee is very important. I would say that's the most important part of the parliament because it promotes efficiency. It makes things easier and faster because you assign tasks to specific people. If there are a lot of issues on the table, you just divide it, more like division of labor kind of thing. So if there are a lot of things on the table, you just divide it. Okay, attend to this issue, attend to this issue, and then you give them the same time frame, and everybody is done. So, for instance, we have we have a committee on legal and parliamentary affairs, and then we have a committee on health. So if there is an issue that needs to be tackled, which has to do with the health sector, and then there is an issue of human rights, you assign what has to do with human rights to the legal and parliamentary affairs committee, since that is their field, and then you assign that of the health sector to the health committee. And let's say you give them 3 days. At the end, by 3 days, everybody brings their reports. So, assuming the house is doing all this in 3 days, it's not possible. They have to finish with the first one and then they tackle the second one. So, this is where the committees come in. So, you are given different tasks and then the same time frame, everything is sorted.
Interesting. So, talking about the formation of the committee, is it like a fixed committee? You said you are imitating the Mother Parliament.
Yes.
I believe they have a number of committees there.
Yes, yes.
So with the ATU Parliament, is it like a fixed committee, like exactly what is there, or you can form new ones and dissolve?
Yes. So based on our constitution, we are supposed to form 9 standing committees. So that we have formed. But we are looking at having more committees. Because when I was coming to ATU Parliament, one thing I realized was that the committees were not benefiting the parliamentarians. It was benefiting the leadership. Yes. So what I did was that we have to form committee on education, committee on maybe social cultural things in the environment, committee on environment. Those ones will be for the ATU parliamentarians, the members. So at least if every week, even if we are not having a sitting, and the committees on education are still thinking about how we can improve education system in Ghana, at least they are learning, they're doing researching about what education can really help us come and do.
Okay, but then what do you stand on to form a committee? Do you just form it? Because you stated that it's written in the constitution that you should form 9 committees.
Yes.
Right. So what do you stand on in forming new committees?
New committees, those will be the ad hoc committees.
Okay.
So those ones are for particular programs or particular events or particular things that are happening. So probably we are going to Mother Parliament to observe what's going on there. We have to know where the time we leave, the time we're going, what we'll eat and stuff. So that one, the chairperson for the committee or maybe the publicity organized committee can say, I'm forming a 4-member committee to oversee us going to Mother Parliament. After which we leave there, it's dissolved. That committee is not there again. But the standing committees cannot be just dissolved because those ones are grounded in the constitution.
Okay.
If you want to dissolve it, you have to pass through the constitution. It has a way of dissolving it.
Okay.
Of which, when the charter becomes real, those constitutions in the schools won't have any grounds anymore. Because in the charter, it's a constitution that they are drafting for the ATU parliamentarians, and those ones even have strict measures than what we have in our schools. So those ones even have about 13 committees that are supposed to be formed.
Okay.
And those ones are for the well-being of the members as well, not the leadership alone. So I think it's a very good thing.
All right. So how do you select members? Let me come to Coffee Lights. How do you select or appoint new members for the parliamentary committees?
So, to become a member of a particular committee has to do with your background and your expertise. Background, that's the caucus you belong to. So if you belong to, and mind you, a committee is not supposed to have an even number of members.
Why?
It shouldn't be 2, 4, 6. It should always be an odd number so that majority, the minority people will say I'm being biased, but majority should major everywhere. So that if there is a need to vote, you would always have a winner. Assuming you have 6 members and then there is a need to vote for something. Okay, 3 people are in favor, 3 people are not in favor. So you don't have a point. So it should always have an odd number. So you always have some people. So we have back to the question you asked.
Oh, I mean, how do you select our appoint members?
So based on the caucus they belong to and then their fields. So mother parliament, for instance, you don't take someone who has a degree in finance to belong to the legal and parliamentary affairs committee, because these people in the legal and parliamentary affairs committee are learned colleagues, the lawyers. So how is the finance person going to understand the language of the law? So you select someone who is fit to be in a particular field because the person has experience in that. So if there is a committee for health, you should take someone who is a health person to remove the learning curve, because for someone who doesn't work in the health sector and then you are putting that person in the health sector, after the health people have spoken in their language, you have to explain in a layman's language for the person who is not there to understand. So to make things easier, just put people who are in that field, put them in their respective places.
Put the right people at the right place. All right. So, what factors influence the composition of the committees in Parliament?
So the factors are much. Mind you, a committee sitting is just like having a normal sitting. It's part of parliament procedures. So if a committee is sitting to discuss about matters, just like them having a sitting in the real parliament. So we always say that a committee sitting is just as having a sitting. So you can't just stand up and do anything you want. You still use the laws and such that are supposed to be imposed on you. So the factors are just that. What I did in my coming was that I just don't put people in committees. So probably I can see you are good in marketing. Why don't I bring you to the publicity and organizing committee? Because if you can't publicize ATU Parliament, you have marketing skills. It's good. But one thing I don't like lazy people.
You don't work with lazy people.
In my committee like this, when I put something in the page and you're supposed to discuss about it and you don't discuss, I'll call you myself and ask why didn't you respond. So if your reason is valid, at least it's valid. As a human being, I'm a human being. I'm supposed to give. But if it's not valid, the next thing I'll do is that I'll take you out to the group for by 1 week. Yes, because I can't be the person doing the talking here every time. Because you're supposed to submit report to a speaker or the clerks maybe twice every 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And every time the person's seeing what you're supposed to do. It's not right. So I'll just take you out to the group for 1 week. When I add you back, you think you can still fit for purpose. You can still talk. If it's still the same thing, you're out of the group again. Because those we are seeing at the top didn't do what we want to do. Some of them was even sleeping in classrooms. Some of them were even not going home. Some of them were doing things they're not supposed to do. Some of them were organizing programs that they think they didn't even have money to organize the programs. So if we have gotten an opportunity to be in committees and to let's say think for the house, and you don't want to think for the house, someone to think for the house for it to come and benefit you, I see to be that you are being wicked. Yes, because we all don't sleep. I remember when I was submitting my report to the house for the house to agree on my report before we proceed with what I have in the report. They gave me notice maybe 2 days to our sitting. I didn't sleep the whole night. I did everything. I sent to the group for you. Just watch through and give me a suggestion. And you so what I did was that what I sent to the group that they were not talking about it. I didn't present that report to the speaker because you told me that it's not interesting. So I did a new report and I read to the house, and the house agreed. If the house agreed, you the committee member, you have nothing to say because I gave the opportunity to first glance through the report before it comes to the house. So if you didn't glance through and there are irregularities, and you want that's when you want to raise an argument. It means you're not being truthful to yourself and to the house, and there will always be a reason why I'll do something. And the Constitution is always my guide. The Constitution says that we have the relief. Right?
We have some few time to end the conversation. I would love us to delve more into this whole committee information, but then we don't have much time. So, our final words to end today's show. Kapila, do you have anything to say?
I don't really have much to say. I just want to tell students of ATU that, especially for freshers, I'm sure most of the continuing students already know of ATU Parliament. If you are looking for the best place to build confidence, to network, and to know more about parliamentary procedures, I think ATU Parliament is the best.
That's good. Wow. Honorable Justice, your final words.
Yes, so as my sister said, ATU Parliament is there for everyone to come and just try and learn and improve upon ourselves, because we are the voice of our potential leaders. And what I want to say last is that, you know what, leadership has its roots. So you can't be a leader and you say you have a background, a Christian background or a Muslim background. It's supposed to be grounded in Christ, or maybe a Muslim, because we all look to people who want to be, but they all have a God. I have to say that the mind is not only there to think, the mind is also there to make sure we function properly as people.
Okay.
So I'll end by saying that do not let your background push you to the ground. Let the mind and the body do the talking. Because if the mind does not work, the body cannot work. But if the body works and the mind works, everything will be fine.
This has been an interesting conversation on today's episode. And thank you so much for joining us. And to all the production team, thank you so much for making this happen.